Hey guys, we just got back from SEMA. It's what, 5 days after the show now?
About that.
And I'm finally feeling a little rested. How about you?
My feet still hurt. Oh, it was good.
Yeah, for those that have never been, it's a lot of time on your feet. It's long days. It's not a relaxing Vegas vacation like you might think, but it's usually full of a lot of laughs and good times and just nothing but good people all around. So the point of this video is to kind of recap the week of SEMA. And I guess the first thing I want to say is thanks everyone stopping by the booth. We've got a lot of new customers that stop by. We've got current dealers, builders using our product. And then we got to see a lot of builds this year that is something that we really haven't done in the past. We've made an effort to try and see some stuff, but usually we're so locked down in the booth, we're pretty busy that we don't get to get out and see a lot of the show. This year is a little different. Sam and I, Sam's the man behind the camera, if you don't know, and does all of our marketing, media, and video. We got the option this year, or really, I guess, free reins to kind of walk the show a lot more and really meet a lot of you guys that had builds there.
Yep.
So that was by far the highlight for me. So if you haven't seen any of the Hot Rod Bio videos yet from some of the builds that we cover and interview some of those guys, make sure you're checking those out. If you have already, there is a lot more coming. How many do we have total?
I don't even know. At least 15.
Yeah, I think it was getting close to 20.
Yeah.
The list of videos we were going to do was much higher than what we did, and so that's another point of this video, is wanting to touch on some of those. So some of it was scheduling conflicts, some of it was something came up on our end, something came up on the other guy's end. It is what it is, but we still got some good photo and video of those cars. We want to talk about them and show them. And then there's 3 interviews that we did that the audio is just garbage, and that's nothing that the guys we talked to did. It's just, that's us. So guys that got affected, sorry. And maybe we should kind of just start there with kind of covering those vehicles. How's that sound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. All right. So the first one I want to mention is a beautiful 69 Charger. This thing was purple.
It was something exotic, yeah.
It was an exotic. Maybe it was a Lamborghini purple.
Yeah.
Either way. Beautiful car. It had a lot of really cool touches, like around the blower. It had like his kids' names, laser cut out of it and re-chromed and wrapped around. Just a bunch of super cool features. Really nice interior. I mean, who doesn't like blown big block Hemis?
Exactly.
Right. All right. I mean, it's just all the things you want it to be. But yeah, there was. What were they doing? The ride-along burnouts in the back at the Optima?
The burnout pit.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So the burnout pit. And then, of course, it was like right in between the burnout pit and then like the Optima challenge. What do they do?
The
Ultimate
drifting.
Streetcar Challenge and the drift experience. That's right. And so that was going on. So there's like tire smoke going through the video, and the audio just sucked. Which I feel so bad for some of these ones because the cars are so cool, the guys are so cool. They all have neat stories about their builds and their cars and kind of how they got to SEMA. Like I believe this is his first car he built for SEMA, right?
Yep.
And yeah, just a crazy opportunity that he got, but beautiful car. Engine bay is chrome.
Crazy sound system, resto mod interior. I mean,
it's just
big wheels.
Right, it's the right lines. I mean, it's the Charger that everybody wants. When you think Charger, you think 68, 69. Just amazing build. So Jag, sorry that the audio sucks. Nothing that you did. It's all on us. And so
yeah, we suck.
We screwed that one up, but it was awesome talking to you. And well, next year, bring something next year, and we'll make sure it's better.
Yeah.
So the next one after that we want to hit was the same problem. It was a 69 Camaro from Cal's Customs, and both these guys, I should mention too, the Charger, Jagger with the Charger, and then Cal are both from Canada. So they came a long ways to bring these cars here. And anyway, same deal.
Yeah, we filmed them back to back, and unfortunately the footage from that afternoon, well, more of the audio was just wrecked.
Yeah, it was kind of microphone issues. The microphones do a pretty good job of noise canceling, right? But something was wrong with them, a setting or something.
For some reason, I turned them off, so that's on me.
There it is, just as simple as that. So obviously, as you're watching this, we're probably pumping in some B-roll, so hopefully you can enjoy that. But yeah, Cal's car was really nice too. Fully restored 69 Camaro. It had a small block, or no, it wasn't a small block. It was an LS, wasn't it?
It was a 5.3.
5.3 that was built. It sounded like it was making pretty good horsepower NA. he wanted to have it, or plans to make it turbocharged, I believe, or boosted of some kind. I think he's talking turbos, right?
Yeah.
But ran out of time. So wanted to have the car here running, driving, and reliable. Unlike some of the SEMA fails, I'm sure everybody knows SEMA could be famous for, is cars that show up and don't run. All these cars do run that we talked to. We don't have a single car that was there that wouldn't fire up and drive around the block.
Yep.
So, yeah, beautiful black, deep color, really nice red interior in that car. You know, nice sound system, just a great driver, you know. He plans on taking the kids on cruises with this thing, and I don't see why it wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cal also hooked us up with a couple of the other builds that you're going to see. You should have already seen Harmeet. That video is released.
Yep.
He's got a 69 Camaro they built in 30 days. Just unbelievable. He's able to do that. And then
yeah, that TIS wheels booth they had, man. That Suburban.
Yeah, the Suburban that's coming up.
Brandon Burrell's his Blazer.
Yeah.
And Jag's Charger, the Camaro. So
yeah, so Cal's to thank for introducing us to those guys, and you know, kind of spreading the CVF love a little bit. So yeah, anyways, yeah, thanks Cal, but sorry your video isn't gonna make the cut. It's on us. We suck, man. Yeah. We're walking around and kind of just checking stuff out, and then all of a sudden it's like, what is that thing? Does that got our hood engine on it? It was something we didn't expect. It was a bump side Ford truck. I think it was a 76. I don't know my bump. I know the years. I just can't remember which one's which. I'm a Chevy guy. Sorry. But anyways, still love these trucks. I actually learned to drive on almost this exact same pickup. It was a regular cam long bed with a 3-speed on the floor and a 300 straight 6. Of course, when I did, you could watch the lines on the road. It was so rusty, you know, there's no floorboard in it. This thing was absolutely beautiful. The owner of this, his name is Cyrus. It's him and his grandfather's truck. And his grandfather kind of funded it. It sounded like his grandfather retired and wanted something to do with his son. And he's like, we should just start, you know, building this truck. And it started out as kind of a simple resto mod was kind of the story we were getting. And then he met Brandon, the guy who ended up building it, and the chassis the way that it is. And it turned into this super wild, as he said, no part overspent on, not overspent on.
Yeah. I think they went a little overboard.
Crazy overboard. So we got to talk to Brandon too, the builder, and I don't really know much about these trucks that are super lifted and have all the plating on the suspension components. And so I was asking, like, how much time, how many, you know, putting these bolts in to hold these plates on. He's like, there's 3,000 some holes. He had to drill and tap all himself. He's got, I don't know how many hundreds of hours into this. But it doesn't just stop at the suspension. Like the truck that he is just super, super nice. It's straight, the paint's beautiful, it's got a really nice interior, it's got vintage air, all the modern amenities. Like there wasn't a single thing untouched on that truck.
No, I think even the motor was slightly tuned up a little bit.
Big time, yeah. So it was a stroked board, big block Ford. I forget what he said it was making for power, but obviously a lot.
Yep.
You need to move something with that size tire on it. Just, anyways, Cyrus, sorry, the audio's garbage. I think we kind of knew it was going to be garbage because we were right. This was in the Hoonigan booth. So it was like feet from the burnout pit.
Yep. And
those engines just kept screaming the whole time. But he's super animated, super awesome dude. You're going to hear that a lot. Everybody that we talk to is super awesome.
Yeah.
You can't meet bad people at SEMA, I don't think.
I don't know. This one was super cool, and Cyrus was... I know he was a little nervous to go on camera, so I wish the footage worked out better, but he was awesome, and thanks for sharing your story. Yeah,
for real, man. You were so great to talk to, and yeah, wish we could have spent more time and got you a video more well done than this, but it is what it is. So I think that's the ones where the audio didn't turn out well.
Yep.
Next one I want to hit on is somebody we found on the last day. It actually wasn't that far from our booth in Central Hall. I just didn't happen to notice it, or maybe we just didn't walk by it. It's so easy to miss stuff at SEMA, right? I mean, if your job was to see every booth in the whole week, you really couldn't do it.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's so big. So you try and just, you know, hit stuff where you can kind of see as much as possible as you're walking through aisles, and if you see something really interesting, walk up and see it. But anyways, I can't remember if somebody in our booth or someone else mentioned this truck, and so we had to go check it out on a Friday morning. And so we talked to the owner of it. He's also a sales rep there for Power Service. So they do a lot of fluids, solvents, like the injector cleaners for diesels, and a whole variety of stuff. Check them out, like awesome products. I got to talk to him a little bit about products that they develop for Cummins specifically. I used to be an engineer at Cummins, and so anyways, people that know that about me will know we had a lot to talk about from that end, and this truck also had a Cummins in it, so I got more to talk about there. It was, I forget the year, but also a bump side. It was quad cab, right?
Yep, 4-door.
So front and rear axles on this thing were out of a 2011 F250. So newer, updated stuff on that. This thing already had a decent amount of miles on it too, from what I remember him saying. He's driven it to a couple shows. He drove it from wherever he was at to SEMA, I believe. They're going to trailer it back. So already an awesome driver. It's incredible that these guys drive some of these vehicles or have had them raced for a while, and then they get to the track, or not the track, they get to SEMA and they look like they've never been out of the trailer. Like they're so spotless clean.
Yeah, it was for sure one of my favorites. It wasn't over the top. Super well done, just a little lift and some beefy tires, and it was just super clean. I don't know, it looked like something you could drive to work every day and like totally be comfortable. And
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like I could see myself drive that to work every day. Probably not when it snows, because I wouldn't want to get you know, any salt and rust on it and just keep it nice. But man, that thing was just beautiful.
Hell yeah.
And you could tow with it. You can do anything with it. That's really a go anywhere, do anything pickup. Next, we got to talk about two of the cars that John Wargo at the Custom Shop built. John, we tried, you know, meeting up, was it once or twice, and I think schedule conflicts and whatnot.
Yep.
So we weren't able to make that happen. But anyways, he had a '69 Trans Am, which was the first year for the Trans Am. That was a very, let's say, over the top build. Wide fenders, quarters.
Hydraulics.
Yeah, it just had so much going on.
Everywhere.
Crazy paint, yeah, big wheels, just a super over-the-top build. Obviously made a lot of power, just had a crazy stance to it, drew a lot of attention. Great car. Like I said, I wish we could have talked more about it and got more details, but that was, again, another no bolt left untouched kind of build. Definitely. A lot of these you're going to see are that way. I mean, you get down that rabbit hole and these guys just end up going all out.
Yeah, they don't cut any corners.
No,
that's for sure.
It seems like too when you talk to the builder. Sometimes the builders and owners aren't the same person. Actually, in most cases, they're not, and the owners aren't always there. But it seems like the common story is the owner of the vehicle wants a certain thing, right? Like maybe it's a restoration or a respray, and somewhere along the line, it gets out of control.
It gets out of hand.
So yeah, I was gonna spend, you know, 60 grand making it look nice, and here we are, $300,000 later or whatever, right?
Right.
Just nuts. But the other car he brought that was probably one of my favorites of the show was his 54 Bel Air. Yeah, on a roasted shop chassis, had a 427 LS in it. Just beautiful. Brown isn't usually a color that catches your eye.
No.
My God, this thing makes you break your neck.
Yeah, it was almost like gold in the sunlight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just again, beautiful car, the right stance, the right size wheels. It was just all the right proportions. Usually these cars, when I see them at shows, at the local roll-ins around here, you know, it's nice to see them, but it's not something that I'll usually look at twice. This car we walked by what?
A couple of times.
A couple dozen times. And every time we walked by, I had to stop and like get a closer look, and you'd see new details that you didn't see before.
Yeah.
Thing is beautiful. So John at the Custom Shop, well done. I mean, he knocked it on the park in this thing. Another car you could probably daily if you wanted to.
I think he had other cars in the show too. I think he had one inside. I don't know what it was.
He had one inside, but yeah, I don't remember what that one was.
That's crazy because I couldn't even imagine building one of these things and having 3 of them there.
Right, he's got a small shop.
That's nuts.
And to build to this level, 3 builds to this level in a year. We heard some crazy stories from guys, right, that are building. You know, most of these are done in less than a year, which is just crazy to have one done that fast, let alone a shop.
A couple of them, yeah.
3, so whatever you're doing there, keep it up. You got some secret sauce going on, man, so nice work. There was a red Impala, I believe a 66, maybe a 67. I don't know my Impalas that well. If they didn't change every year, maybe I could figure them out a little bit better. Every Impala is different, man. But it was like a couple doors or booths down from our booth in Central Hall. We never got to figure out who the owner was or if he was even there to talk to him. It had our hinges on it. It was a beautiful car. All I really got to say about that one.
Yeah, you know? that whole row next to us, it was crazy. Like last year when we were there, we kind of struggled to find customers, but this year we literally walking down to our booth, it's like, oh, that's got our hinges on it. Oh, that's got our hinges on it. Or, oh, he's got a front drive. So it was It was really cool. Yeah, that Impala was beautiful.
Oh.
The red and chrome is such a good combo.
It doesn't get better on those old classic cars, man. Red and chrome's just such a good combination. But yeah, that's, I mean, another mention, like this year there were so many more cars there with our product on it. So thank you for everyone that believes in us. And we wanted to stop by and say hi at the very least and talk to everybody that was there and decided to use CVF products. You know, we're very thankful for that, but we also want to know, what was your experience with the product? You know, where can we improve? And so those conversations are very valuable to us, and we really appreciate the loyalty and you guys giving us a shot. Mobile toy company. We really wanted to make this one happen because this two-door, is it a Tahoe or is it a
I think
Blazer?
it's a Tahoe.
Okay, this two-door Tahoe. Man, I want this thing so bad. It reminds me of the mini trucker days in the 90s with, you know, kind of crazy paint down the side. That's kind of the era that I grew up in. I had numerous S10s, and anyways, mini trucking is kind of how I got my start in the custom car world anyways. When I was probably only 14 years old, I bought my first S10. And yeah, anyways, this thing really hit home, a lot of nostalgia there, but the build quality is just out of this world. I mean, amazing interior. It was one of the sound booths. HKI is what I have here.
That sounds right.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, it was in one of the sound booths there. They were kind of showing off stereo equipment. So super nice interior, great sound system. They were putting customers in the passenger seat of this thing all week long, let that thing bump and thump. He's running one of the new Reaper systems on the front end of this thing. He wanted that because we offer the 300 amp alternator. Obviously, when you're running a stereo that size, you need a lot of charge. Mm-hmm. So that's the number one reason he went to use that thing. But wish we got to do some more video and do some walking around with you and talking about it. Just, yeah, crazy. Amazing truck.
I think he had a couple of other cars there too. But
yeah,
that thing, what I liked the most was the engine cover that tied into the livery that was painted on the side. That was super cool. And then the grill must have been a one-off custom thing, because it was something I've never seen before. It almost looked forward-ish to me, which is maybe why I liked it. But no, it was sweet. That car was epic.
Yeah, just super cool touches, but then at the same time, just kind of simple too.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't too crazy, wild, flashy. Something that I wish was in my fleet of vehicles for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. This one, a lot of people are going to hate, but I absolutely loved it. Probably because people are going to hate it. There was a 70 Chevelle that was in the Road to SEMA section that had a Coyote in it.
With our hinges on it.
And that's why we noticed the car. But part of the Road to SEMA, is it for, I'm not sure how you get entered in Road to SEMA.
It seems like it's mostly influencers.
Is that what it is? It's somebody that has a following that,
yeah.
Anyway, but they have to drive there from wherever they're located. So there was one that came from the UK. Obviously they didn't drive across the ocean, but once it landed, they drove it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
You know, we talked to Riley. She drove from Florida, I believe. Was it Florida? No, she's from Colorado.
I think she was in Colorado.
Yeah, she was in Colorado.
But she's from Florida.
From Florida, so she drove the car from Colorado to SEMA. We talked to her for a while. You'll see that video coming up. Just give an honorable mention now while we're at it. It was a Subaru with that Ferrari engine in it.
Heck yeah.
Dude.
I think the craziest part, and I like Subarus, so this is why it stood out to me, but obviously the Ferrari V8 engine swap is out of this world, but I don't think anyone, unless if you're a Subaru nerd, noticed that it was a wagon that was converted to a two-door.
Yeah.
And it was wide-bodied, so it was like a hatchback.
We happened to walk by this old Ford truck. It was a 30s Ford. You're like, oh, hey, is that one of our... Yeah, that is one of our drives. It's got a Coyote in it. And I'm kind of looking around it, and the shop owner, Roth Speed's the name of the company. Sorry, I'm blanking on your name right now. Saw my badge and was like, oh, hey, I've used a bunch of your products on my cars. I was like, well, thanks, tell me more about what you do, and wanted to get to know him. And he's like, oh, we're a chassis builder, and kind of played it very humble. And then we got to talking more. I was like, oh, you don't just build like chassis. He builds full-blown race car stuff with the highest tech integrated to everything. Turnkey C2s is kind of what he specializes in, but he'll do chassis for about anything. And he's the 7HPs or 8HPs that the new transmission guys are wanting to do in bank shift. He's got this program set up for those with sensors on all the wheels, plus sensors on shocks. He can adjust, throttle sensitivity. He can adjust shifter sensitivity, torque management. just unbelievable amount of tech that was going into all these chassis. Everything's, all the sensors, everything else, but he's not even just a shop owner. He is the fabricator. I hope you got close-ups and tights of some of those chassis works and some of the welds. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. I can't remember what he said his background was, but the engineering and craftsmanship and just attention to detail is just mind-blowing. Like,
just the fabrication level is nuts. And billet, everything. I mean, all the control arms are like perfectly machined.
And those are all parts he makes himself in-house, does all of his own aluminum machining, all the titanium work, all the stainless work, chromoly. He even has a patent on the frame of that chassis too, so that your frame, is kind of box, but it's not a true box. There's an X extruded through that steel all the way, so it's super, super stiff and rigid while maintaining a really light structure. What did we talk for maybe 20 minutes? I could have talked to him all day long, just picking his brain. So, anyways, wow. If you need a chassis in a race car, that's your guy. Raw Speed.
Raw Speed, hit him up.
Dude, for real. That thing is amazing. Truck's cool too, but the chassis and the C2s, wow. Max Grundy in his 1960 Dodge.
Chopped the roof. It's got, I don't know old Mopar stuff, but what's that intake called? It's like dual ram or something. It's got like the crossover tubes coming into the carburetors. Just wonky but cool.
It is a wild car. A lot of custom touches. I mean, low, long, mean looking.
Yeah.
A car that you can probably pull a lawn chair out and just look at for a good afternoon and just not get bored and just look at all the different details.
Yeah, and it was a unique color. It was like silver, but in the light it had like a purple pink.
Yeah.
Shine to it, so it was sweet.
Yeah, beautiful car. It was displayed nice. It got a lot of attention all week long. So yeah, beautiful car. I wish we could have spent more time and got a chance to talk to you, but you know how it is. So show up next year with something and we'll make sure it happens.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, the last thing I got on my list, Justin Fields' 1972 C10. This was one that was also on the main aisle going through Central Hall. We don't know Justin, we didn't get a chance to meet him, but man, your truck is beautiful. It is a light blue. It's my favorite of all the C10s is the 72, specifically because of the front end. Not over the top build. I mean, again, it's something that you could daily if you want to. It's probably too nice for that.
Definitely too nice for that.
It's nice. It's way better than driver quality, let's put it that way. But beautiful interior. The ride height was right. Was that on a road stop chassis too?
I don't remember.
I forget.
The only thing I remember, I think it was a Wagner built motor, and remember the grill. I think you pointed out to me that it was all machined.
It was an all aluminum grill. It wasn't a repop or a plastic piece. And so looking at photos and video, you would never notice that until you're there. So if you had the opportunity to go to SEMA, I would do it just for those things. You see so many cool details. If you're a builder, a shop owner, and you've never been, it's gonna only raise your level. It's gonna make you wanna go to that next step and just seeing all the little details in a lot of these cars. And so many things that you'll see that the average person will never see or might never even notice when the hood's up, but you get to kind of get underneath of them a little bit, crawl around.
Yeah, or you get numb to it. Like you've been looking at crazy $250,000 cars all week, and then like, I mean, everywhere you turn, it's something crazy, and like you might not even like bat an eye at it, but like if you were at a gas station, that thing rolled up next to you, you'd be like, holy cow.
Yeah, there is that for the SEMA effect too, right? There's so many amazing builds and so many amazing builders that have cars there on display to promote, whatever company they're trying to promote in that in their booth, but just so over the top. There's so much good stuff there. Mm-hmm. I think the days of the it doesn't run SEMA car are gone, because maybe a handful that we saw.
Yeah, I saw a couple Bluetooth drive shafts on the big trucks, but
the big trucks are kind of known for that. But everything else inside, like, is the other thing too. If you've never been to SEMA, the rollout. Did you get some good footage of that?
Yeah.
See, I missed the rollout, which is probably one of the coolest things. After the show is over, and it comes over the speakers that, that's the end of the SEMA show. Thanks, everybody. There's usually a loud cheer, cars are honking horns, and then all the booths are getting torn down, but then also cars are getting fired up. Everybody that's inside the buildings, and even outside, they start driving out and getting lined up, and they do this huge parade through Las Vegas. And so if you got a spot on the street, you can see every car that was in the show that wants to make the trip. Some guys don't drive them and make the trip. Some stuff's too nice. Some stuff might not run, but most stuff does. I would say it's 90-95% of the stuff there makes the trip through the parade.
Yeah.
And you had to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show for about, 2 hours of cars going by that are just...
There was even... Oh. It was amazing. You see all these cars and like Dane said, about 90% of them, they ended up rolling out that night. And there was even a monster truck.
Yeah.
That drove in there and drove out. And on the big wheels. And I don't know how they managed to squeeze it through there. Because if you've been to SEMA, like it's pretty tight. Especially when you're tearing down. There's boxes and crates everywhere and pallets. And no, it was super cool. The rollout was awesome.
Yeah, the rollout's one of the coolest things you'll ever see. And you don't even have to pay or get into SEMA to see it. You just got to be on the street.
Yep.
So it's free, and it draws a big crowd.
One other truck that stood out to me, and this is as one of the first days when I was walking around just trying to find customer cars, was a dark red C10 that had our front drive on it. Unfortunately, he didn't have any social media on his car or no plaques or nothing. I don't know the owner's name, but just an honorable mention to him and his truck. It was, or her truck. Whoever. I don't know. I don't judge.
These are the most popular of all the C10s, right? The 67 and 72 always bring the most money as far as C10s go. I don't get tired of seeing them. I didn't get to see this one personally, but just looking at the photos here on the laptop, this thing's beautiful.
And last but not least was in the Hoonigan booth, there was this white Chevelle that had our hinges on it. It was a big wheel car, and when I first started working at CVF, I kind of hated donks and the big wheel stuff, but as I got to, build relationships with some of our customers and some of the people we work with that build these things and actually drive them, and there's a whole racing series about them, I'm kind of fascinated with that culture. And a lot of the stuff is super over the top, crazy paint jobs, big chrome wheels, chrome everything, gold. Everything's hand engraved, so just super cool, and the attention to detail on some of these cars is awesome. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap it up for all the stuff that we saw at SEMA. And we probably didn't even get to see everything there. Well, I know for sure we didn't get to see everything.
I know we didn't, yeah.
But especially customer cars. So if you were there and you got some awesome pictures and videos, we'd love to see it. You can send it to us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, and we would love to share your car and maybe tell a little story about it and share your journey to SEMA.
That's right, yeah. And if we didn't get to meet up with you and we were trying to, sorry. You know how it goes. Don't really need to apologize. It just is what it is, And then for everybody that we did meet and get to talk to, again, thanks so much for using CVF products and believing in us. And great talking to you. There wasn't a single person we met. Hell, I'll even put it this way. There wasn't a single conversation that we had where we didn't leave saying, man, that guy's so cool. Or man, that girl's so cool.
Yeah.
Like every time we leave, we're always so excited that we talk to whoever we talk to. So again, thanks to everybody. If you have any questions, if there's anything else you want to see, make sure you tell us in the comments. And thanks for watching. Lots of cool videos coming up. So stay tuned.
You bet. Yeah, thank you.